In last week's video, I talked about my recent spiritual struggles, my spiritual dryness, my lackluster prayer life. And this week, I want to talk about what I've been doing recently to try to help fix it. Because coming out of that period of spiritual dryness, trying to reignite that passion for your faith is not as easy as just jumping right back into it. It takes some digging, some climbing out of that place that you're in. So what I have been doing and what I have found to be the most effective is focusing on the most spiritually nourishing activities that work best for you. For example, for myself, some things that I've been doing a lot recently over the past few weeks, which have worked well for me, are listening to Christian music, singing and playing Christian music, walking through nature, spending time being out in nature. Because those are things that I know just make me feel good spiritually. Like how I first really got into my faith, music was a huge part of it. And I know in moments when my faith has been very on fire, I always just feel so spiritually filled out in God's creation. And I think it's important to focus on these kinds of things, these spiritually nourishing activities for you, instead of trying to jump back into something that you haven't done before, something that isn't as effective for you. For example, if you have been experiencing a lackluster prayer life and you decide, you know what? I'm gonna start my day by praying a rosary to start the day. I'm gonna spend 10 minutes first moment I wake up, spend time in prayer. But if you haven't done that before and haven't really done that effectively before, if it hasn't been an activity, a practice for you that has really spiritually nourished you, has helped you to grow in your faith previously, trying to do it now, especially in the spiritual state that you're in, most likely is probably not going to be any more effective than it ever was before. So the number one thing I would encourage you to do if you're finding yourself in this situation is recognize those spiritually nourishing activities that work best for you. Maybe it's music that really resonates with you. Maybe it's nature that really resonates for you. Journaling, meditating, praying the rosary, going to, praise and worship, reading the Bible, especially certain Bible passages or verses that you know really resonate with you, reading certain books, especially books you've read in the past that have really lit a fire in your faith, listening to sermons or talks online, especially ones that you've listened to before that have really ignited that spark for your faith in your life. Understand what those things are, find out what those are, and participate in those activities on a more regular basis. And secondly, very, very important, is to surround yourself, fill your environment with as much faith as possible. Because if you're constantly consuming and surrounded by things that aren't faith related, that distract your mind and your focus from the faith that you want to reignite that fire for, of course your faith isn't going to be as central in your life as it would be if you open up your social media and you immediately see Bible verses, uplifting quotes, spiritually related things, or if when you're listening to music or watching things online, you're receiving a lot more uplifting words, things that will stick in your mind that are uplifting, as opposed to things that are worldly, inappropriate, vulgar, things that aren't related to your faith, things that don't build you up, help you grow more spiritually and grow closer to God. And the last thing that has helped me a ton recently is this new app that I've been using, but you're gonna have to wait until my next video next week to tell you what that app is. Suspense. The suspense is killer, but it's been helping me a ton, and I'm gonna use it for another week and let you know exactly what I think of it with the review video coming next week.